I think this is some of the first multiplayer stuff we've got from Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord in a long time. The first real thing we saw about it was the captain mode, and we'll get onto that a little bit later. But in today's developer blog for Mount & Blade 2, we're going to be going into the multiplayer. Well, first off, custom battles are coming back. Now, people didn't really use it too much in Warband, as there wasn't really anything enticing them specifically to use this actual game mode, but in Bannerlord we do know that you're able to give command to different AI lords, may this be in the single player but also in custom battles, which means what you can do is you can set two AI lords to go and clash against each other with different troops and stuff, and you can just sit back, watch them do their thing, or you can get in the action yourself. So you can even do a sort of ultimate epic battle similar sort of thing in Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord, which is a nice touch. Also, there's been news of a scene editor. Now, of course, making maps in Warband was possible, but there was a lot of changing files and it was not the easiest thing in the world, but there's one inbuilt to Bannerlord, which is great. It means people will be able to make different maps for their mods or just custom maps or training maps and things with regiments. Now, you can see a screenshot of a map that was apparently very easy to make, so it looks like we're going to be able to get our hands on some really easy to use, but very nice looking mod tools. Warband had 200 players, maximum to a multiplayer server, and I think in Napoleonic Wars it got up to 250 on some servers, but they're trying to make it way over that limit. Now, we don't have a definite number at the moment, but I'm suspecting something from 300, maybe 400 players on a battlefield, maybe in 500 if we're lucky. There's a lot of talk around about 1,000 troops on the battlefield in single player, so we obviously won't get that many in multiplayer because, you know, it's a lot harder to get so many people's connections in the same place, but nonetheless, that is going to be way above Warband's potential. Now, there is full Steam integration. We do know that the Steam Workshop was implemented into Warband about a year or so ago now, making downloading mods a lot easier, and I suspect this is going to be straight from the get-go in Bannerlord. This is because they made Steam integration so you can join friends' games or start parties and things like that through Steam into Bannerlord. So yeah, so I guess Steam Workshop, that's not being confirmed, but it's my guess that Steam Workshop is going to be in there from the get-go. Now, once again, like in Warband, in the multiplayer you have a server list, so you can go and you can choose a server, your modules, if it has a password, if it doesn't have a password, what type of game mode you can go on. We'll go into game modes a little bit later, and of course there'll be the official Bannerlord Tale Worlds servers that you can play on, which will probably be the biggest ones, but once again, like a Warband, you can have community run ones, so ones that you can like pay a service to host them for you. You can put different mods on there, you can have private line battles, so they're trying to keep the line battle scene as alive as possible. They know that was very successful in Warband, so they're trying to keep that in Bannerlord as well. There's also going to be a matchmaking system, which is new. We haven't had that in a Mount & Blade game before, and this is said this is going to be more in the competitive area. If you want to go into competitive Mount & Blade, they're trying to push that competitive scene alongside its casual scene as well, and matchmaking will probably come in quite well there. Now, going on to a bit of the game modes, we do know one of the first game modes that is probably one of the popular ones in Mount & Blade. It's always a server that has the most players on, and this is the Siege game mode. Now, of course, you're still going to be attacking these massive castles with even more players on each side now, but apparently it's received a full overhaul. There's going to be different siege weapons now, like ballistas, catapults, siege towers, and battering rams. Now, there was things like siege towers and things in the last one, but they were very generic. There wasn't much you could actually do with them. You could push them and they'd go up to the wall. But in this one, of course, you're going to be able to have catapults and stuff to knock down parts of the wall to even then get your siege tower onto those knockdown parts, which will be a nice thing to see. Another game mode, of course, this is a new one, Captain Battle. Although I do say new, it was in NW, Napoleonic Wars. It's basically the commander mode from that. So if you've never played Napoleonic Wars and you don't know what commander mode is, it's basically you have you, and you are the leader of a small force, maybe like 20 or 30 men. You can choose if they are infantry, archers, cavalry, and so on. And each player has this small force, and you go to battle, you can command. It's a bit like a mix between single player and multiplayer. So it's the single player where you can man your troops, but with a small squad against other real players and their small squads. On top of this is a new game mode, and this is the Skirmish Battle. Now, this is more like I said, pushing the competitive scene, trying to get esports back into Bannerlord. It's very successful with the Battle of Bucharest in Warband, so in the newer game, they're trying to get the competitive game into it straight away. So the Skirmish mode is a 6v6 battle, and it's quite interesting though. Even though it's 6v6, it's not like the battle mode. You don't just have one life, and when you die, it's over. Maybe there's obviously options to do that, but in this one, you're going to have multiple lives per round, but each troop has a different cost. So let's say a weaker troop, it means you'll be able to respawn as that weaker troop more times than maybe you'd only be able to respawn once as a heavy infantry troop. And this means that you have to make a choice between having a lot of poorly equipped troops or fewer heavily equipped or specialized troops. So that's going to add a little bit of tactics in there, and of course there's going to be a duel mode. Now these are the only ones stated in this developer blog, but I don't know if these are all of them. I suspect we're probably going to have a team deathmatch and the battle mode that we know from Warband, but these weren't stated in the developer blog, and actually thinking about it, I'm almost definite that they'd add in the battle mode. It would be absolutely ridiculous if they didn't add back in battle mode, because that's what everyone uses for community events, and they've said that this is the main thing that Mount & Blade is known for, these community events, and they want to be able to push that to the limit. So of course they're going to keep in the battle mode, but of course not confirmed in this developer blog, but I don't see why they'd remove it. But what do you guys think about this multiplayer developer blog? Is there anything cool that you've seen here that you want to talk about in the comment section? Make sure you do. Make sure you join my Discord down below as well. We do some nice quizzes and we have a lot of fun and it's a lot of banter. But until then guys, and we'll see you in the next one.